What if I told you there's a simple way to calm your mind? Here's the secret. The sun hung high in the sky, casting a bright landscape as an old master and his followers traveled from one town to another. The journey was long, and the day's heat began to weigh heavily on them. As they walked, they came upon a serene lake, its waters sparkling in the sunlight. Relieved, they decided to rest by its shores, enjoying the cool breeze that rustled the leaves of the trees around them. As they settled down, one of the disciples, a young man with a troubled expression, approached the old master. "Master," he began hesitantly, "how can we calm our minds when we are plagued by disturbing thoughts?" An old master, seated under the shade of a large banyan tree, looked at him kindly. "I am feeling quite thirsty. Could you bring me some water from the lake?" Eager to help, the disciple hurried to the water's edge. As he arrived, he noticed villagers washing clothes and stirring up mud and debris. He walked further along the shore, hoping to find a clear spot. Just as he was about to fill his pot, a bullock cart splashed through the shallows, churning the water into a murky mess. The disciple waited, but the water remained cloudy as people continued their activities. Disheartened, he returned to the master with an empty pot. "Master, the water is too muddy to drink," he explained. An hour passed and the sun dipped closer to the horizon, painting the sky in shades of orange and pink. Still, under the banyan tree, the master asked the disciples again, "Please, go back to the lake and bring me some water." The disciple returned to the lake. This time he found the water clear and still. The mud had settled to the bottom, leaving the surface pristine. He filled his pot and returned it to the master, who accepted it with a smile. "Master," the disciple said, puzzled yet enlightened, "when I first went to the lake, the water was muddy, but now it is clear. How did this happen?" Master looked at him with serene eyes. "When you first went, the mud was unsettled, mixing with the water and making it unfit to drink. But with time, the mud settled on its own, and the water became clear and pure." He paused, letting the lesson sink in. "Your mind is like that lake," he continued. "When it is disturbed, give it time to settle. You do not need to force it to calm. With patience, your mind will clear on its own, just like the water." The disciple nodded, understanding dawning upon him. The tranquility of the lake mirrored the peace that could be found within, if only one had the patience to let it emerge naturally. Master's eyes sparkled with wisdom as he elaborated on the lesson. "You see, life is full of disturbances, much like the villagers in the bullock cart that muddied the water. These disturbances are inevitable and beyond our control. However, the clarity of the water in our minds depends not on the absence of disturbance, but on how we respond to it," he continued. "When faced with troubling thoughts or chaotic situations, our immediate reaction is often to struggle against them, to force clarity and calm. But as you saw with the lake, the more we stir, the muddier things become. True peace and understanding come not from constant effort and agitation, but patience and stillness. When you allow your mind to settle, you create space for wisdom and insight to arise. It is in this stillness that solutions appear and true understanding blossoms." This principle applies not only to our internal struggles, but also to our interactions with others. Sometimes the best way to help someone is to give them the time and space they need to find clarity. The disciple felt a profound sense of relief and enlightenment. He realized that many of his anxieties and troubles stemmed from his constant attempts to control and fix everything immediately. The lesson he learned by the lake was simple yet powerful. Patience and acceptance could bring about the peace he sought. How do you usually handle situations that are beyond your control? And after watching this story, how will you handle your stressful time? Share your answer in the comment box below. If you don't subscribe to us, you might miss out on these invaluable lessons and stories. However, if you do subscribe, you're taking a step towards patience and clarity, much like the disciple by the lake, embracing a journey of ongoing inner peace and growth.